today we're going to be doing graphing and interpreting linear functions. So we already kind of started this earlier today, so we're just going to continue with this now. All right? So make sure you get your objective down. Students will graph and interpret linear functions. That means you're going to graph and interpret a function table, okay? And by interpreting it, you're going to tell us things like whether the graph increases, moves up, or decreases, goes down. You're going to tell us if it's a linear equation or not, like you did earlier today. Okay? So we're going to graph and interpret. So this is example 1. Make sure you write this down, graphing a linear equation. The equation y equals 2x minus 2 defines a linear function, and you're writing this, whose inputs consist of all real numbers. So again, making the graph table, please, writing everything in it, okay, of all real numbers. So graph the function. So first, what do we have here? Let's see. When x is negative 2, so you're replacing the x here with the number negative 2. So y equals 2 times negative 2, x is negative 2, minus 2. Some of you are really confusing these negative numbers. I would encourage you to find a website where you can practice adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing with negative numbers, because this seems to be where some of you really struggle. All right? 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Negative 4 minus 2 is negative 6. And the way I've asked you to think about it is negative, I owe. So negative 4, I owe $4. And now minus 2, now I owe $2 again. So I owe $4 and I owe $2. So if I owed $4 to Cynthia and I owed $2 to Carlos, how much would I owe total? Okay, I'd owe $6. All right. So there we have our negative 6. Now I want you to try it. I want you to try it with negative 1. So you're going to try y equals 2 times negative 1 minus 2. So 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Order of operation says I have to do multiplying first. And negative 2 minus 2. Please don't say 0. So we have negative 2 minus 2. And hopefully you got negative 4. Now I want you to try to do the rest by yourself before I show it. So pause the video, try to do 0, 1, and 2, the last 3, on your own and see what answer you get. When you're done, then you can start playing the video again. So, welcome back. If you did 0, you should have got negative 2. And you can see a pattern here. Negative 2, then 0. So if x is 2, our answer is going to be 2. Okay, because 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 minus 2 is 2. So now that we have these, now we're going to write these as coordinate pairs. So our coordinate pairs are going to be negative 2 and negative 6, negative 1 and negative 4, 0 and negative 2, 1 and 0, and 2 and 2. So we're going to find these on the next page written as coordinate pairs. So make sure you get these also. So there's our coordinate pairs. There we go. So negative 2, negative 6. Would be negative 2 this way, and then negative 6 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's that one, right? Then negative 1, negative 4. Negative 1, negative 4 is here. Then 0, negative 2. 0, negative 2 is here. 1, 0 is here. 2, 2 is here. And we have our line. So this is the line for y equals 2 times x minus 2. That was our original equation. When I graph this equation, this is the line I get. Okay? Example 2, graphing horizontal and vertical lines. Let's see what we get, how we do that. Make sure you draw this, please. So, x equals -1. That means I go on the x-axis. So remember, here's our x-axis. I go on the x-axis to -1, which is here. And I draw a line all along -1. So there's my line all along -1. So when you're graphing for x, you're going to get a vertical line. Let's look and see what happens when we graph for y. Y equals 2. So now I'm going to go along my y-axis to 2. And I'm going to draw a line all along the number 2 here. So when you graph along y, you get a horizontal line. So every time you graph one single number, for y, it's going to be horizontal. For x, it's going to be vertical. Okay? And the reason for that is because the lines that you're counting are actually running. Even though y goes up and down, the lines that you're counting actually go across. So remember on y, this is the first line. That's this line right here. This is the second line. This is the third. That's this line right here is the third. This is the fourth. This is the fifth. This is this line. So you're actually counting the lines that go across when you count. Okay? So that's why the y number goes horizontally and the x goes vertically. We're going to skip example 3 and we're going to go right into our guided practice. So is this one going to give you a horizontal line, a vertical line, or a slanted line? Well, am I saying x is just one number? No. Am I saying y is just one number? No, because remember, if x is just one number, then this is going to graph a vertical line. If y is just one number, this is going to graph a horizontal line. Okay? But if x and y have two values, then it's going to graph a slanted line, meaning this way or this way, right? A slanted line. It's not going to be straight horizontal or straight vertical. It's going to be slanted. How about y equals 4? Now y does equal one number. Okay? That's going to be a horizontal line. Okay? You should be writing all these down, by the way, so if you need to rewind the video and pause it, do what you need to do, but you should be writing all the guided practice down. Number 3, x equals -2. So now we're graphing for x. So that's going to be a vertical line. Now they want you to actually graph it. So this is where your graph paper would really come in handy. So you should draw a graph, number on the graph, about to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excuse me. And I'm just going to go over in a different color so that you can see. So this is the line, this is the graph for y equals 5. Okay? Y equals 5. Now you're going to graph for -4, and again, just draw a quick, easy sketch. So you should have graph paper again. This is your y, this is your x. X is -4, so it's going to go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, about right there. So your line is going to be along -4, right there, close. I'm just sketching these out very quickly. So that's x equals negative 4. And here's our graph, x equals negative 4. And you can see the line right here. Just like yours. Okay? I skipped 6 somehow. Sorry about that, guys. It skipped 6. It's okay. Y equals 3x minus 1. This time we're going to give x some values. So we're going to draw a table. We're going to have our x and our y. Let's give x some values. Let's give x maybe 1, 2, 0, and negative 1. And now let's substitute x for these numbers. When x is 1, 3 times 1 is 3. Okay, so 3 times 1 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. When x is 2, 3 times 2 is 6. 6 minus 1 is 5. When x is 0, 3 times 0 is 0. Minus 1 is negative 1. When x is negative 1, 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4. Okay? Now I have my coordinate pairs. I have 1, 2. I have 2, 5. I have 0, negative 1. And I have negative 1 and negative 4. Now let's graph those. So let's see what we have here. 1, 2, 1, 2, close. 2, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like my line is off a little bit. 0, negative 1, and negative 1, negative 4, 2, 3, 4. So my line is just off a little bit, so let's see if we can take my line and change it a little bit. Okay. All right. So we're going to, oops, I moved it. Let's do it one more time. Sorry. 2, 2, 5, 0, negative 1, and negative 1, negative 4. Okay. Now we'll be able to move the line. So if we just shift it a little bit this way, there we go, it lines up. All right? So there's our line for that equation. And I like to write the equation on the graph. Y equals 3x minus 1 to show that this line goes with this equation. Okay? All right. Next. Oh, that's it. You guys are done for the day. See you.